Hi girls, this is a short video about the idea of superposition. And superposition is just taking a function and adding it to another function, and we can visualize that quite easily using GeoGebra. So, what have we got here? Well, that looks a little bit familiar. This is the sine function here. That's our first function we've got up, and it's just got an amplitude of 2.9. It's got a period an n value of 12.5, and it's been raised. Sinusoidal axis is at 4, and it looks something like that. So hopefully that'll seem a little bit familiar because we did the cosine and cosine. Sinusoidal waves tend to look the same. And if I zoom in on that, it might look a little bit like what you modeled in your investigation part 1. So in order to superimpose another wave onto this, let's make another one, gx. So now we've got fx in the green and another function in red, sine 2x. So in order to superimpose them, I'm just going to make a new waveform, and I'm going to call it hx, and hx is going to be worth fx plus gx. And all it's going to do is add all the values for fx and gx together to create a new waveform. Now it's a bit hard to see in blue, so what I'm going to do is hide the green. So this one is an addition of the red and the green function together. And what that allows me to do is I can go onto this tool here, the select tool, go down to this function here, which was, was the gx function. I'm going down to the gx function, and I can actually grab it, left click and grab and shift it, and we can see the whole waveform moving, because all the values of gx are changing. Now if I lift it up, it goes up. If I pull it down, it goes down. Now for the where we're going to go with this, you probably want to keep this just as a phase change for now. If I wanted to edit it so it had a greater amplitude, I could just go into here, the gx, and change the amplitude. The amplitude, of course, is out the front. I could make the amplitude much bigger by putting in a number greater than 1, and I should see a corresponding change. Go away, you. I see a corresponding change not only in my gx function, the red function, but also the blue function is now a lot bigger. Its vertical width has shifted as well. So any change we make to either of these functions, let's hide the blue one for a moment. Remember, we started with green and red. If we make any change to the green or red, it will change our superimposed in blue. Now let's hide the red for a moment. Here's the one we've created. Actually, I will just change it back so the amplitude is the same. As some of you are probably thinking of waves at the beach, and we don't want a negative sea level. So we'll just change that back to an amplitude of 1. And now we're back to our amplitude of 1. Alright, so I'm going to hide the red one. Remember, blue is our combined function, our superimposed fx and gx. Can we keep going with that? Well, let's make a new one and call it kx. Just another sine function or sinusoidal function. Cos and sine are both sinusoidal. And I'm going to take this and add it to this already combined one. And we can keep going forever. And so I'm making jx by taking our combined one hx and adding the new one kx. And now this new one is in orange as well. So I'm going to hide the blue. Here's our new superimposed function, which is a function superimposed onto a superimposed function. And we can do that forever. And again, we can just grab this function, this new function here, and move it, and we can see the effect it has on the function we made before. So superimposing is just the act of taking a function and adding it to another function. And of course, at any point along the way, we can change the parameters of one function and we should see a corresponding effect on all of the other functions. Alright, I hope that helps you. Bye.